Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I would do a little video on mindful choices, and I'm talking about when you're purchasing some of your gifts. It could be treats for yourself, treats for others. We're coming up to Easter now, it's Mother's Day in some places in a few weeks' time. Also there's still birthdays. We're still pretty much locked down at the moment. There's talk about releasing step by step, but you still couldn't easily go into shops or restaurants or cafes or anything like that. So I've been treating myself to a few things. I've obviously been buying some gifts for people when their birthdays are coming up, and also I've been fortunate today to share with you a couple of items that you know I love that have been gifted, one or two that are brand new. But overall, I thought it would be quite nice to talk about just mindful choices, mindful purchases when you either want to buy something for yourself or others and you just want it to be a little bit different and support independent. So I'm going to show you some that you'll already know and go, yes, I know why she picked that. And then there's a couple of really exciting ones and a little reveal too. The first mindful purchase that you know that I love is Seams, and look, they've started doing gift sets. So again, Mother's Day is coming up. There are a lot of people that are coming out of the winter that will have had the dry hands. You know I did. And Seams is a go-to for me because they are just always reliable. You know that you're going to get good quality. You know that it's not going to leave greasy residue. This was actually gifted to me to try because it's a new gift set, so thank you very much to Seams for that. But again, you know that I've been using it for years, because if you are using the product or any hand cream at all, and then you use it and then you can't open doors or you can't touch fabric because you might get greasy residue on it, or you're trying to turn a tap on and off, you know, all these practical things. With Seams, once it's on and it does the trick. But I also had the dry skin through the winter, and again, there's no product for me that will cure the dry skin, but there are definitely products that can help me try and maintain that moisture level. So this particular gift set is one of many that they've got on the Seams website, so you can definitely go and take a look. This one, as I say, is £20, and you get the bag. So this is like a handy, now it could be a makeup bag, you could use it just as your bag for all of your hand care tools. Some people I know love to take bags like this and just put their key products in for when they're out and about. I've also seen people use them for just you know, even just like things that you take into your work, just like your key things. Like if you don't want to lose them in your bag, you could pop your phone in, your keys in, and just keep them in a bag like this within your bag so they're easy to access. So in this kit, you get the Couturier hand cream, which you know that I love because it absorbs in immediately. You also get the let me get the name right here, the Artisan hand sanitizer, and it's got a lovely scent. So this is 99.99% kills bacteria. It's pro-vitamin B5, it's antibacterial, and it's moisturising, and the scent is amber and coconut. Then you also get the cushioned nail file, the Easy Grip Gentle Nail File, and it's in its little protective case too. And then of course, when you add in your bag, that also means that all in all, I think that's really, really good value for £20. And that bag is 100% cotton canvas bag. So if you want to treat yourself or you want to treat someone, again, it's coming up for birthdays, Mother's Day, just maybe a little minding for someone. I've got a few friends and family that live alone, and what I've done over the last year, because we can't see each other, and sometimes you're out the area and you can't even visit, you can't even stand outside their house and say hello because they're too far away. So I've been sending just the occasional little mindful gifts with no warning to them at all, so that they get this gift through the post, and then obviously they're thinking, who sent me this? And then it maybe has the little note. Normally if you're sending something through the post, you can get the chance to put a little note with it too, and then it just means the world to them because they weren't expecting it, and it's a lovely little treat, and it just reminds them that even though you can't see each other, they're not alone and you're thinking about them. So that could be a perfect little minding if there's someone, friends, family, relatives, you know, somebody older. I haven't forgotten about you, I'm thinking about you. So that's something to think about there. The next mindful thought, you know, gift purchase for yourself or for others, I've had this before. It was the chocolate version, and this time it's a chocolate orange, and it's the Gower Cottage Brownies. So it was about 2 years ago. It's funny because I've obviously connected the memory to when we did our last pop-up, which I think was 2018. So isn't that funny that I'll say, what year was it that I got these brownies? So it's the year we did the pop-up. What year's that? So I've connected it to a memory. So these are good. Now they're very rich and very indulgent, but I wanted to try the chocolate orange. There's maybe about half a dozen different versions, different flavours. In an ideal world, I would try them all, but you're talking about £20 roughly for a pack. Now you do get, I think it's about 12 brownies roughly that they break it into. They're not huge portions, but they're very indulgent. They're probably the most soft, gooey brownies that I've ever had. I get them on QVC, that's where I discovered the brand, but you can definitely buy them directly from their own website. They have a lot of awards. They have a lot of celebrity, if I can say it, celebrity clients. And I love watching it on QVC because I find it really relaxing watching them chat about the product, watching them try it. I just find that very hypnotic and very relaxing. But I think we've spoken about that before, what you find, what your ASMR is. I think mine's is QVC. So I would say they're really good value when you break it down. I would say again, these are a great treat for yourself or to send these to someone through the post that it might be a special occasion for them. I know they do gluten-free versions, they also do blondies. I think they also do a brownie spread, so I can just imagine that that'll be so nice. But one step at a time for me. It's got to be an occasional treat. I don't want it to be something, number one, you can't afford to do it all the time. Number two, you'd probably stack the weight on if you did it all the time. And the third thing is, when you're doing indulgent treats, I do believe that you have to pace yourself with them, and half of the fun with these as well is sharing them with others. So when I buy something that's to be eaten, I don't want to just say, no, it's mine, you're not having any. I want to make sure that I can share it with people so that we can enjoy the experience. And then I am that person that will say, do you remember that time we ate those brownies? Do you remember that time? And they'll be like, yes, I do. But I like to talk about it and say they were great, weren't they? No point me saying they were great. I didn't let you have any. So I do think these are great for, again, sharing, letting people know how nice they are, maybe sending a box to someone that you think would really appreciate it. And again, you're supporting a small independent brand. If I didn't say it already, they're based in Wales, and I think it really is a small, if not a family, then definitely a small brand. So it's nice to support small. So my next mindful purchase is exciting for me because it also leads on to who the next guest is on the podcast. So I bought this book, The Power of Positive Drinking, because, and isn't that a great name by the way, because I wanted to learn from Cleo Rockus. And if you don't know who Cleo is, and many of you will, then not only is she a very well-known name here in the UK because she was on things such as the Kenny Everett Show, she's produced shows, she's a great guest on chat shows. Whenever she's on, you know she's going to be so entertaining. She's been in a lot of reality shows where she's really lifted the energy, and she's always made me laugh. She's just one of those warm, energetic people. When you watch them on TV, you know that you're going to enjoy it, you're going to smile, you're going to have a great time. But she also has her own brand called Aquariva. It is tequila and agave. You will also see in the podcast just how much knowledge that Cleo has about that industry, the talent that she has, the expertise that go into the brand. It was stunning. So I'm very inspired by her. The podcast will be out soon. You must listen to it because what Cleo has achieved is really, really, really impressive. And you'll know if you've ever tried to take an idea from the ground up, the challenges. Well, when you hear about what Cleo has actually succeeded in, that's inspirational. So I bought this book from the website, and what was great was as well that it's a signed copy, and it says, remember that you're fabulous, so never drink with dreary people. How cool is that? But what's good about the book is there are anecdotes in it about funny situations that have happened. There are some celebrity tales, but it's also got some really good quotes in it from famous names that you'll recognise, but also great quotes, very funny quotes from Cleo. It also educates you about different alcohol, basically different alcohols, the pitfalls of drinking certain alcohols, what you've got to watch out for, also just learning about how to mix, learning basically a guide to everything you need to know about alcohol. That's basically the most simple way I can put it. And it's not only light-hearted in places, very easy to read, but you also shouldn't underestimate how educational it is. So when I say light-hearted, it's an easy read, but it's a very interesting read, and I think that's quite hard to achieve, so I was impressed with that. If you get a chance, then I would say definitely check this book out. Also, I had a look at the Amazon reviews, and they're overwhelmingly positive, and they're also very witty too, so it's definitely worth investing. I think Cleo's made a really good job with it, and it leads me on to what she very kindly gifted me, because again we were chatting about the brand, which is, now I do want to buy the tequila, and very kindly Cleo said, right, before you buy your tequila, try the cocktails. Now, if you've ever tried pre-blended cocktails before, they can be so much fun to drink. I personally have tried a lot over the years. When it gets to either Christmas, or for me also to the height of summer, I will love going into the supermarket at Christmas and just seeing what's there, seeing what's about, maybe pick some pre-blends just to see if it's a drink that I would like. For instance, Pimm's. I didn't want to buy a bottle of Pimm's the very first time I tried it, because I thought, well, what if I buy this big bottle and I don't like it? So I bought the pre-blended Pimm's, but then I've also bought pre-blends of, say, brandies and cokes or whiskies, and again they tend to be with ginger ales or lemonades or cokes, and even though they're pleasant to drink and it's nice because it's sociable, I have found before that sometimes the mixer lets it down. And my example when I'm in the podcast is maybe trying a drink, say it was a Jack Daniels and Coke and it was a pre-blend. I felt as if the Coke wasn't real Coke or even real cola, and it just sort of brought it down, and you would have had a nicer experience if you just bought the Jack Daniels and bought your preferred mixer, because it just felt like it was a cheaper mixer and it just changed it. So I think they definitely have their place, and there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't buy them. Maybe you're having a big party or you're having a picnic or something like that, and it's just convenient. But these are next level. So the Mexpresso Martini. So it makes it very clear they're handmade. Cleo had said again that it took a lot of time to get this right, and the passion that goes into it. The ingredients are very simple and very easy to see. With the Mexpresso Martini, it's got a double shot of the Aquariva Reposado 100% Agave tequila. It's also got their own organic agave syrup, and then it's got Brazilian single origin coffee brewed and roasted in the UK, no preservatives. And what you do is you basically chill it, shake it and pour it into your martini glass. And I tried it. It is so good. It doesn't have any bitterness at all. It's the smoothest of cocktails I've ever tried. Genuinely, if you'd have told me someone had made that for me fresh, I would have believed it. The coffee was very smooth. The drink itself, you could taste the tequila, but it was really smooth, and it's just the perfect amount for me. I genuinely can't rate it highly enough. I was so impressed. I will be buying more of these. I did say in the podcast that I was going to be buying a tequila, and I wanted to chat first to decide, because there was a choice of two. But even if I never bought one of the tequilas and just bought the cocktails, I would be so happy with that. But I do still want to buy a tequila, because I'm learning that the 100% agave is a low GI, so your blood sugars aren't going to go everywhere. You aren't going to feel rotten after it. You aren't going to pack on the weight because of all the calories. It's not just sugar, sugar, sugar going into your body. And then with the margarita, again, you shake that, double shot of the Reposado. Again, it's got the organic agave syrup again, and fresh pressed lime. And again, we speak about that in the podcast, because that you could really taste the lime in that cocktail. Again, I'd not really had margarita before. I'm your classic, the margarita would have been, you know, when it's almost like the slush puppy machine and they say, would you like a margarita? And then they take it out, the slush puppy machine. So it's already got the crushed ice. It's probably syrups that are in it. It tastes fine, but you're maybe on holiday. So I've never actually had an authentic tequila before. That tasted so fresh that if you'd have told me again somebody had made it for me there and then, I would have believed it. So I really hope you do listen to the podcast when it's out. Those are stunning drinks. I will be making my purchase from the website. I know that you can buy them online at different stockists. I think you can also buy them from various stockists. It's a difficult thing in the UK at the moment to actually go into a certain stockist at the moment, but I think the syrups, the guava syrups are in Waitrose, possibly Sainsbury's. But I also know you can definitely get online for the cocktails, but those were next level. So there's no doubt that everything that I've spoken about today will be getting purchased for me and possibly treats for others. But I think it's so important to let you know what others are doing. And when they're doing it well and they're independent and they're putting their heart and soul into it, I think we should spread the word, share the love, and actually purchase from these brands and just let them know that we really, really love what they're doing and what they're doing is great and it's working. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's some mindful purchases, mindful independent thoughts, you know, who to look out for brand wise, that I definitely enjoy seeing what they're doing and watching them grow. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a lovely day and I'll see you again soon.